Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you. We are a very musical bunch, aren't we? Madam Clerk, would you take the poll, please?
Councillor Mackey,
Present.
Councillor McKay,
Present.
Councillor Carlton, Councillor Pringle,
Present.
Councillor McQueen, Councillor Nielsen, Councillor Patterson, Councillor Dickert, Councillor Kentner sends his regrets, Councillor Bartley, Councillor Keaveney, Councillor Body is not with us at this moment, Councillor Gregg, Warden Milne,
Present.
Councillor Dobreen,
Present.
Councillor Matrosovs, Councillor Bourdignon,
Present.
Councillor Eccles, and Councillor Hutchinson.
Present.
We have all members in attendance with the exception of Councillors Kentner and Body.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge with respect the history, spirituality, and the culture of the Anishinaabe, Six Nations of the Grand River, the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat, Wyandot, Wyandot peoples on whose traditional territories we gather and whose ancestors signed treaties with our ancestors. We recognize also the Métis and Inuit whose ancestors shared this land and these waters. May we all, as treaty people, live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its diverse peoples. Is there any declaration of interest regarding any item on today's council agenda? Seeing none, if one should arise at any time, you feel free to declare it at that time. Adoption of the minutes of the County Council and Committee of the Whole minutes dated June 8th of this year. Would someone care to move those minutes? Councillor Patterson, Councillor Eccles, any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. We also have the long-term care redevelopment planning task force minutes dated June 15th of this year. Someone care to move those, please? Councillor Keaveney, Councillor Hutchison, any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you. We have no closed meeting matters. We have no reports. We have one bylaw, and that is bylaw to be introduced, taken as read first, second, third time, finally passed, signed by the warden and clerk. It is a bylaw to authorize the granting of an easement in favor of Enbridge Gas from the county regarding, I believe it's the one down at Markdale Hospital on the CP rail, the old CP rail trail. Someone care to move that, please? Councillor Eccles, Councillor Gregg, any discussion? All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. News and celebrations. Councillor Eccles. Spot there. Thank you very much.
Good news and celebrations. A couple of things from West Grey. We have our Lions Club puts on a very large Canada Day celebration, and as of today, may be different for tomorrow, but the fireworks display will go on starting at 4 o'clock at the Durham Ball Diamond Fairgrounds Arena complex in Durham. And further to that, for your schedule, we have an Arts Fest going on the weekend of the 8th and the 9th. and then a Fringe Film Festival, which goes on the following weekend in Durham as well too. So if you want to get festive out, come to West Grey for the month of July. We're doing an awful lot there and would welcome everyone. And for the Fringe Film Festival and any of those wrestling fans, I do still have a couple of free tickets. There is no charge, but on July the 15th, they're having a, in conjunction with the Fringe Festival, a fight at the Fringe. Professional wrestling is going to happen at the Durham Arena. I don't know whether they're going to film it or whether it's in competition with the WWE, but we're going to have professional wrestling at the Fringe Festival as well too. And one other thing, I would just ask if all of County Council, well, all of us in attendance today could stand up, and especially you, Ms. Keaveney, was the last individual to be celebrated this way. But to let everybody know, June 22nd is the warden's birthday. I think that we all should stand and sing happy birthday and celebrate this momentous day, Mr. Warden. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Warden Millen. Happy birthday to you. And there has never been a happy birthday sang like that before, thankfully.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's most appreciated. If the effort was very much appreciated. The tune was maybe not carried as good as it has been. So anyway, thank you very much. And I'm only I think 36, 37 this year.
Probably 36.
Yeah.
They're a little dyslexic.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone else have any news? Let's move along here. Councillor Keaveney.
Microphone would be a good idea about that. Our Canada Day celebrations will begin in Annan on the 30th of June, and that evening there will be a barbecue and family games and fireworks in the great metropolis of Annan. And then moving into Canada Day itself in Meaford, it begins with a pancake breakfast, a partnership between the Rotary Club and the Military Family Resource Center. At 11:15, the formal festivities begin with the flag raising and speeches. We will have our MP and MPP present. The Goldenaires will sing "O Canada." And after that, the Rotary does a barbecue. There'll be live music from 12 noon on throughout the day, but the highlight will certainly be at 12:45 when our own Gord Price, at the young age of 81, will be doing another air show. He did a spectacular one last year. He's an honorary snowbird and suggested that last year he was going to pack it in, but this year he's feeling quite prime and is going to be doing another spectacular air show. So anyone who can, please come out to Meaford to see that. And then the festivities move to Bognor, where there will be a vintage car show and again games and live bands and cupcakes for everyone and fireworks in Bognor. So we know how to do up Canada Day in Meaford.
Excellent. Thank you, Shirley. I see Councillor DeBreen has her hand up.
Thank you, Warden Milne. Happy birthday and good morning, County Council. I just wanted to mention that on July 1st in the village of Holstein, there will be an Agra fair and rodeo, as well as the fireworks festival over the Holstein Pond. And during the day at noon until 3 in Dundalk, there is the Canada Day Connects and meal. Pre-registration for that is required. Hope to see some of you out.
Thank you, Barb. Anyone else? Councillor Carlton.
So I would just like to pay tribute again today to Robert Knapp, who was 2022 Senior Volunteer of the Year Award, or won that award with Georgian Bluffs, and the Ontario Senior of the Year Award. He has been a trail captain for the Bruce Trail in Georgian Bluffs for over 30 years. He has played an instrumental role in maintaining and enhancing one of our most cherished natural resources, and his efforts in establishing the rail trail in Sarawak have provided a valuable asset to our community, further promoting outdoor activities and connectivity to the natural world. Beyond that, he has volunteered as a blacksmith at Morriston Village and Grey Roots Museum, and he spent 15 years as a big brother. So pretty impressive list of contributions and a wonderful person. So congratulations to Bob Knapp. And Canada Day in Georgian Bluffs will be at Big Bay Dock at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we will be serving a pancake breakfast. So everyone is welcome. No fireworks because we're part of the provincial band north of Highway 21. So have a good Canada Day, everyone.
Thank you for that. Anyone else? Councillor McQueen.
Well, thank you, Mr. Warden, and just to think that your birthday wish was recorded. So just pleased to announce that on July 6th at 10 a.m. that there will be the groundbreaking for the new school in Markdale. So that's been something that's been well anticipated, and it's good to see that that's starting, and they're hoped to be in by September of 2024. Just depends on, I guess, how everything works out, but they do have the options of January 1st as well. So up to 2025, but great news there. It's the same time as exact same time as the opening up the Hogs Falls addition there. So I guess there will be some conflict or swing by afterwards or whatever and see where they're building the new school. Also, July 30th, we're having fireworks in Feversham in the evening, and then June 30th in Feversham, and then July 1st will be at the Priceville ground, usually starting around 7 o'clock, and the fireworks will be allowed there, I guess, unless something changes. So anyway, those are some of the things that are happening in around our area. Thank you.
Excellent. Anyone else? Councillor Matrosovs.
Thank you, Warden Milne. I want to compartmentalize this to recognize that yesterday was National Indigenous Day. We took a moment in our community to be able to celebrate that with an art installation by Indigenous artist Catherine Corbiere, who hails from Manitoulin, and her work is now installed at the very top, at the Swiss Meadows top of Blue Mountain Resort. So as you're throughout the summer, as you're hopefully able to visit over into our east side of the county, I hope you'll be able to rope that into your tour, because it is quite phenomenal. It towers over you. You can stand in the middle and you can read the Indigenous wording that's up in the sculpture itself. And there is a nice interpretive sign there to kind of lend you into her thought process that goes to that. And we really wish that we could be able to share that with as many in Grey County as possible. I do also want to recognize that this week we did do our Ontario Senior of the Year presentation in our municipality to Ms. Rosemary Gosselin, who has for many years contributed to the sustainability of our municipality, and she was nominated from various different circles, and we celebrated all the contributions that she has made as a senior in our community for that. And for our events coming up, I would just like to make sure that everybody, if you're looking for something to do before July 1st, this coming Saturday we have our Children's Festival sponsored by the Clarksburg Village Association right in our Lions Park, our municipal Lions Park of Clarksburg. So if you're looking for something to do with some little ones, come on to that. It starts at 11 o'clock and it'll go as far as 3 o'clock. And there are lots of free activities involved, including one called Make a Craft with the Mayor. So please drop by for that. And if you'd like to look at what happens at our July 1st activities, if this is going to be the location you choose to celebrate July 1st, please come to our exploreblue.ca website for all the details of all the programs going in. You can begin with breakfast with the Legion. I'll put in that little shot there. And then after that, enjoy the rest of the day with us as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Go ahead. The names are
Thank you, Mr. Warden. I just would like to acknowledge the 50th anniversary of Lee Manor. It was celebrated this week, and I'd like to recognize Executive Director Stacy Goldie and her team for putting on a wonderful event on Tuesday afternoon. As part of her remarks, Stacy talked about the evolution and changes that have happened in the structure and the building of Lee Manor, but noted the one constant, which is the care and commitment of the team members that make Lee Manor much more than a building, that makes it a home where we strive to color it their way, the residents' way. It was a wonderful afternoon and just the beginning of a long legacy that of care and service that is known by Grey County for over 100 years of providing care and service for our community. So I'd just like to recognize that 50-year anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. And indeed, it is a wonderful legacy that you and your staff have initiated and continue to provide to our residents. Anyone else? I have one item. Well, it's a bunch of items into one. And I told Savannah I'd take a run at this, but she's going to have more, I'm sure. But Kim and Savannah and Steve Furness and Randy and I went down to Whitby on Monday and Tuesday of this week. And we were there because Grey County was chosen as one of the top 21 intelligent communities in the world, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. The current top community is Taipei City from Taiwan, and they had a delegation there. There was quite a broad, diverse group of people that participated in the event, and it was very, I found it very interesting, really, really cool. We started the day on Monday at the Ontario Tech University, touring that university. They have a number of research projects and facilities there to accommodate research. And one of the things that stuck out for me was that they have a building there that has what they call, I think they called them climate rooms. They have wind tunnels, and they can replicate weather or create weather within one of these rooms to go down as low as -40 Celsius or as high as 60 Celsius. And when they produce that weather inside that room, they have the ability then to recreate it over and over and over again exactly the same way, so that different parameters or different metrics can be done to see how, like one project that they mentioned was that there was a gentleman that was trying to determine how wind and weather affects a water skier behind an airplane, which was kind of weird. But anyway, I thought, well, that's cool. One of the other really cool projects has anybody heard of the Project Arrow? It's the electric car that has been sourced and built exclusively with Canadian products and talent. And the car has toured all over Canada, of course, but the actual car was there that day. We were there and we got to see it and take pictures. It was pretty cool. They're doing a lot of research on that. What else? So then oh yeah, and we toured some nuclear place too. That was pretty cool. Yeah. The second day took place at the Barrett Center of Innovation in Sustainable Urban Agriculture. It's a building that's part of Durham College, and they have apple trees. They had all kinds of crops, truck crops, as they used to call it, vegetables, fruits, and they had bees there, apiary. Very neat. Bunch of different speakers from different parts of the world. Just a couple things that I jotted down was that technology in itself is not the goal. The goal of any innovation in technology is how can we harness or make that technology serve our community and our residents. And that was one of the big metrics on how this organization judged the various communities around the world. It wasn't enough to just have this cool technology. It was how you were using that technology to benefit our communities. So in that respect, I think we're in really good shape here in Grey County because we have a lot of entrepreneurs that are thinking up, dreaming up really neat things, because at the end of the day, innovation is the only competitive advantage that we have. Everything else can be copied and replicated, but if you're constantly innovating, you're ahead of the game. And I thought that was pretty strong statement to make. Slabtown Cidery was the final event of Tuesday, I guess, later Tuesday for supper. They had the announcement of the top 7 there. While Grey County did not make the top 7, Durham Region did, and I believe there was one other from Ontario, but the others were from the US and across the world. But I wasn't disappointed because making the top 21 was pretty impressive, I thought. And a lot of that credit goes to Savannah and all of our staff, in fact, for putting that whole package together and articulating to the organization how Grey County is crushing it in the world. Final thought, there was a gentleman there from Iowa, and Iowa is a big state and they have a complete blanket from one end to the other, as you can imagine, of corn and soybeans. But interestingly enough, Iowa imports over 90% of the food they eat. In spite of being, a lot of people think Iowa is a breadbasket of the US, they import 90% of their food that they eat because everything else is corn and beans, with a lot of it will go into the industrial market. As former Warden Don Lewis has told me on many occasions, and I'm sure others, Iowa spills more corn at harvest than Ontario grows. So, you know, it's a pretty big industry down there. There was a lot of other stuff, and I'm going to let Savannah, or ask Savannah if there was anything she wanted to add, because I'm sure I missed tons of stuff.
Thank you, Warden. You did great. I think your, excitement really bodes well for this. And I think that's what we felt the whole time that we were there, is that we had a reason to be there because Grey County is doing amazing things and it is worth being recognized. So that is a report that I will bring back this summer for you so that you can see what was highlighted throughout our applications, and you can get as excited as we are about what Grey County is accomplishing between the departments and all of our municipalities and our businesses and our community. And the theme of the conference, it was called Better Together, which really, really fits the work that we're doing here and that regional approach and that collaboration. So we are fortunate to hold on to that top 21 intelligent communities status for all of 2023, and we can look back on it for years to come, which is really, I think, a pleasure for us. And what I did not realize being in Durham region was just how similar they are to us. So there is a lot that we can learn from what they have gone through with clean energy and what they're going through now, and with their agriculture as well. I think we brought Georgian College with us to the conference, and they saw a lot of similarities too. So I think what we are reassured of is that we are doing great work, something that we should be very, very proud of, and it's definitely worth celebrating, which we will do with you this summer. And that now we can cheer along Durham region as they go for their top 7 in New York this fall.
Thanks, Savannah. And just while you were saying that, it reminded me that at one point, one of the speakers from Durham region said, "We are the apple capital of Ontario." And I thought, holy mackerel, it's a good thing Shirley's not here. There'd be a fisticuffs at the front. So anyway, the further you get from home, the bigger the cattle herd in the hat gets. But anyway, we had a good time, and I think we came home energized to keep going. Okay, anyone else? Not seeing any. I need a motion to adjourn the council portion of our meeting today. Councillor McQueen and Councillor Nielsen. All those in favor? That is carried. Thank you very much. We'll now just take a second to flip over to our committee of the whole.